now for Sport with J.R. Jackson.
All right, well, we got a real sports doozy today, man. End of the Lakers-Spurs game. Derek Fisher runs into Brent Barry. They're down by 2. Brent Barry appears to be shooting. At some point, does shoot. And was it a foul or was it not? We want to show it to you. Have you make up your own mind, except for the fact that I'm going to tell you right now, it was definitely a foul. All right, so, JR, we will get to what you think in a second, but first let's watch it. So here it is.
And, when I caught the ball.
And boom, he comes on his head, basically with an elbow from the sky. I've never seen a clearer foul in my entire life. Watch, he's up in the air, boom, runs into it. Boom, runs into it. All right, and a foul was not called. No foul shots. Spurs were down by 2. Lakers win the game. J.R. Jackson, foul or not foul?
That was a foul. Now, the situation is, though, that happens all the time. You pump fake and you get a player in the air. Now, what normally is what happens is you get your pump fake and the player jumps. You lean into him. You shoot, and then it's all obvious. Your arms go flailing. The ball comes out, and you're gonna get your foul shots every time. 2 seconds left. 2.1 seconds, I believe, were left in the game last night. And a lot of times, I feel like officials want to swallow their whistles at the end of the game because they don't want to decide the game, quote unquote, decide the game for the team. The thing that Brent Barry didn't do was go ahead and shoot right away. He got bumped, and he stayed planted and decided to take another dribble to the side before he threw up the wild shot.
That is exactly right. Now, I would say that is not a shooting foul. I would say he was still dribbling. But just the fact that it's not a shooting foul doesn't mean it's not a foul. He, bam, runs right into him, right? Right there. You see, and he's still dribbling. Right. So that should have been a non-shooting foul, which in this case would have given the Spurs 2 shots rather than 3 shots because they were already in the penalty, which would have been perfect because then he could have made the 2 shots and they could have gone into overtime, or if he doesn't make them, he doesn't make them. But besides which, forget the drama for a second and deciding the game or not deciding the game. The reality is he got fouled.
He got fouled. In some kind of way he got fouled. And really, and when it comes as far as as far as the line of it was on the floor, the foul was on the floor, so it wouldn't have been a shooting foul. Still, the way the continuation goes in the NBA, if you get bumped and you're still dribbling and take another shot, they still give it to you. They still give you a shooting foul at times. It depends on how soon they would have called it.
No, oftentimes. And by the way, it's absurd that at the end of a game, what they would normally call a foul, they don't call a foul. Then you are deciding the game by having different rules at the end of the game. So it's so stupid. And you're right, normally they would call that a shooting foul. But I say, all right, look, you don't want to call it a shooting foul and give them 3 where they could win. Okay, fine, but at least call it a non-shooting foul.
Yeah, outside of the criticisms that come, it's been that, first of all, the original was that Brent Barry didn't sell it enough. He didn't lean into him. He didn't get him going. And others were saying, well, it's Brent Barry, not Kobe Bryant or Tim Duncan. And that's what sucks. You get superstars, automatically get a lot more calls than, and Brent Barry, he was an all-star before. He's a good player. He's not like he's a scrub bench player that never gets on the floor.
I mean, look, this guy's elbow is on his head. How much more do you have to have it be a foul? Now, finally, 2 things on it. Joey Crawford is the ref in that case. Joey Crawford had run in with the Spurs before, and now so people are saying, and he even got suspended by the league for what he did with Duncan. So now people are saying, oh, it's a strike back from Joey Crawford.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, I wouldn't go that far either. I mean, who knows what's in the minds of folks, right? But I think that he was probably, if anything, he probably would have leaned in the other direction. He already got spanked for being against the Spurs. Right. But they just don't call it at the end of games, which is stupid. On the other hand, you could say, hey, well, that's to be expected because that's what happens every time. But there's bounds of reason. If the guy hits you in the head with an elbow, you got to call it.
I mean, even if you look at the body language of Derek Fisher when he came down, in his mind he went, oh, I just messed up. And he's thinking, you can tell the body language when a player knows he just fouled someone. They tense up and they go, oh, please don't call that.
And final thing on it for me is, look, why do they call fouls in the NBA in the first place? If you prevent the shot. And Derek Fisher prevented a normal, decent shot by fouling the crap out of him. And so he threw up that ugly piece of thing that, bricked off the backboard. That's why you called a foul, because you didn't allow the guy to get a normal shot off. And by the way, other people have said in our videos that, oh yeah, you're just a Suns apologist because you hate the Spurs. Look at this, I'm on the side of the Spurs because I don't hate the Spurs. I don't love the Spurs. I just calling it like I'm seeing it. Before the Suns got robbed last year in the Spurs series, and now the Spurs have gotten a little robbed in this Lakers series.